Welcome back to a new casted game. Here in the West we have China #1, really enough playing as the French, in the color green. And on the east side we have Sun, with the Japanese or Chinese characters. We translated it and it said something with sun in it, so we're just going to call him Sun. Playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the color purple. My name is Trui, and with me today is Nim.
Yeah, Sun as in a member of your family, not Sun as in the our
sun rays.
Solar
yes.
The celestial body.
Because one of these characters is the Japanese character Hito, which stands for human.
That's this one, right?
Yeah, that's
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Okay. Anyway, I do like what the Holy Roman Empire player did here is he moved his sheep over to the top side here of his base instead of killing them down here where they spawned in.
Yeah.
So that he could place his prelate over here in the center and buff both the gold villagers as well as the food gathering villagers up.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was good. That was
Big
good. Let's take a look at those scout patterns. It seems that the French are going around the long way here.
Are they going to be back on time?
But this has already been scouted by the HRE, but he's missing a couple of sheep there. Those were definitely in view. There's more sheep on the outside here. I'm not sure whether the French player is going to, probably just go around back to the base. Behind the base, behind the purple base here. I don't know that he's going to be back on time with his scout unless he already pulled some of those sheep in.
Yeah, because he seems to be going all around the whole map. That seems to be a bad idea. Oh, that's sheep. Is it going to be going? Yes, it's going to be
that one's going over to green, leaving one more in the corner here.
Oh, no! What are you doing, Purple? Purple was gonna go there.
I think Purple would have had it if he went for it.
I'm pretty sure Purple would have had it.
It's gonna be the Aachen Chapel up on the berries, and I am thinking that might still get the gold. It definitely gets a lot of the wood here, of course. These sheep probably need to be a little bit closer over here so that all of these sheep are also in the vicinity of the Aachen Chapel, which is, of course, going to boost up the production of all the villagers underneath it. So that's going to be very good. They've got this under control. They seem very practiced with the Holy Roman Empire.
Oh, we forgot to say that this is a gold match.
This is a gold match, yeah, and we are on. This is Lipany, of course. That means that
there's only one cliff.
There's only one cliff. It's so strange
and
how
one little
Lipany generates sometimes.
Hill, I guess.
Yeah, no. So Holy Roman Empire already aging up. China #1 taking his time. What is going on here? We should have maybe taking more of a look over what's going on over here. What have these just been idle the whole time? I think maybe I missed it or something, but I can't imagine that they've just been sitting here idle. Like you would at least have them do something, like cut wood,
at least go to the berries.
Do go to the berries, even without a meal, right? Better to have them do something than nothing at all. So that late age up is really gonna hurt China #1 here.
Because the Holy Roman Empire just aged up, and China hasn't even placed, the French player. That is confusing. The French player hasn't even placed their landmark yet. The School of Cavalry isn't even placed yet. And the Holy Roman Empire is trying to scout which landmark they've gone for, but they haven't placed it down yet, and they're probably super confused by now. It's like, where is this landmark? Where have you placed it? I can't find it.
Yeah, doing the smart thing here and starting out with the barracks because they are expecting French knights, as they should.
Yeah.
As they should. China #1 not having any scouts out, knights out on the map yet is more a failure on his part than anything else. Melee drops a blacksmith too. Usually, because this happens a lot, right? Where you get to choose between, hey, do I want the technology right now or do you want the spearmen right now? Usually, get some spearmen first. Get 1 or 2 of those first, then get the hardened spearmen.
In this case, you might even be able to do the research first, because they don't even have the School of Cavalry up yet, but...
Yeah, but the reason why you want to do that is because the value of having that spearman, right? The utility that gives is immense.
Yep.
I love the placement of this Aachen Chapel too, though, because it means that he was able to put down a blacksmith a lot quicker, as wood didn't need to be used for a lumber camp here at all. Oh, those sheep are within the range actually, so that's very
the gold
good.
Isn't, but
No, I think it is. Do they walk into it?
yes, they walk.
See,
into
they
it.
do
Yep.
get buffed up by it, but it's not continuous. So it'll remain there for a little bit with them, and
Yeah,
then
there's still
they
a
lose
little
it eventually. But they do still enjoy the buff. So
A
excellent
little bit of
placement.
tickling by the Arcane Japan.
If you want to call it that. Finally get that School of Cavalry coming up. The macro needs a lot of work, honestly.
Like they already have the 400 gold already. Yeah.
Looks like they're trying to go for a second town center, maybe. But what's important right now is that they do have a knight out on the field trying to keep Purple in his base, try to harass his villagers, and get some damage in, right? Because that's where the French shine, right?
I hope that the Holy Roman Empire player is gonna realize that they don't have to make as many spears as they might have anticipated, because they can start booming and they can start going Castle Age and start picking up relics if the French player is behind like this, right?
So sometimes players go for early farms. I think we've talked before, like that some factions are able to do so. That
The English.
it's worth doing so, and you can definitely do so with HRE. And it makes sense in this sort of matchup where you're like, I'm a little hesitant to go out and say like, get these deer over here, right?
Yeah.
Because there are French knights in the game, and they're able to quickly close in on your villagers and kill a few. And in that case, it might be a little safer to put some farms down at your base. But not every faction is able to really go for early farms. And remember, every farm that you're putting down, right, is another 75 wood that you're not getting back. First villager has gone down here already. Purple needs to pull these villagers back.
Yeah.
It takes nothing more than a charge and a hit to for a knight to actually start killing a villager. Is gonna lose out the knight if he puts like even just one more unit into that town center.
Need to make sure that
Accidentally
you...
seems to be moving all of his villagers. Stopped making the archer range. Went for his stable as well.
And he needs to keep these spearmen together though, because if they're gonna chase this knight, the second knight is gonna just charge in and start killing things. Which I think is already positioned right there.
It's already positioned. If he moves that second knight
Yep,
in
there
right
he
now,
goes.
as he should, this is just gonna make you, have your villagers get hurt again. And now they're all the way over here. They were never gonna catch that knight.
Nope.
They were never gonna catch
It's
that knight.
just
Better yet,
chasing.
I think we saw, the research already being picked up. Sorry, I forgot the name.
Royal
Suddenly
Bloodlines?
eludes me, but the Royal Bloodlines is that they have more health. Stop chasing them. Stop chasing them. Keep them on your villagers, right? Because they can just walk around now, and then they're still back home quicker than these would be,
Yep.
right?
And the other ones are chasing now too.
Yeah, I think they're trying to cut them off, but
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
even with the forced march ability from for HRE, like all of their infantry is faster than typical infantry is, it's still not gonna really add up. Could probably do with a lumber camp at some point here to reduce the walk time while still being in the range of that buff.
The French player is actually doing a lumber preservation and wheelbarrow upgrades right now, realizing that they did have quite some gold in the bank.
Yeah, would love to see the same for HRE coming out though. Some eco upgrades will go a very long way with this.
I mean, the mill is coming up right now, so I expect that the wheelbarrow is going to be clicked upon, and maybe the fertilization. Those will be very good upgrades to queue right now.
Yeah.
Especially with the lots of
A
farms.
wheelbarrow it makes the most sense to me, considering again you're up against knights. Would be nice to be able to run away from those incoming glances.
Interesting choice on the side of the French, going for the textiles upgrade. I don't think that's necessary right now.
It's a little early, but if they're expecting to be harassed, it does make sense. At this point, Purple does have the bigger army, so he is likely to push in at some point. Better, I suppose, to research it, knowing that it's coming, than to not have it at all. But it is a little early still, perhaps.
There's a knight. They will find out that they actually have a pretty big army.
I'm not sure why they went for like a barracks, a stable, and an archery range, when it's a little difficult probably to make good use of all of these units at the same time.
In a sense, it's the best thing to have everything if you can micro it, but on this level, it's so hard to be able to micro this all. Like, you're not going to be able to do it.
It is doing very well on the production side, though. All 3 buildings are rolling, upgrades are coming in, ecotechs are coming in. Actually, I'm quite impressed by what Purple's doing here. That does not quite feel like gold plays at all. If you have the APM for it, the actions per minute, meaning if you have extra time to play, then you can pull back one of these horsemen when they get low, right? Just pull them back. You can bring them to a prelate and have them be healed.
Can they also get healed underneath the Archon Chapel?
No. That prelate would have to come out here. But at some point, you're likely to have extra prelates out on the field in preparation for grabbing your relics for Castle Age.
I love
is
this
actually
wall
not
coming up.
going Castle yet, though. Like, is storing a lot of food, but does seem to be trying to use it. Probably could just do with an extra stable, and then you can easily get some good use out of all that food. It has a lot of farms already.
The Holy Roman Empire player definitely has the better base to put some walls upon. If you look at the wood lines, it is so much easier to wall for the Holy Roman Empire than it is for the French player here.
I so often see newer players overcommitting to stone in such a manner where you don't need to know every number out of your head, right? Like, you don't need to know how much damage a knight does exactly. Yeah. But some numbers that you probably want to know off your head is like, hey, how much does it cost me to make a town center? Right? 400 wood, 350 stone.
Yeah.
You don't need more stone than that. And
But you can always click on the villagers to see, right?
Yeah. Guildhall is on food, so we are up to Castle Age now for the French player here. That scout goes down, knows that there are archers and knights on the field. Purple is doing good. He's got horsemen and...
There goes the army coming right in.
But this is not the entire army already fighting here when a lot of his units are still back here. Those spearmen need to come down onto these knights. Those knights are not allowed to actually leave these archers unattended. Does pull the villagers back into that town center where he will have to fight. Has 2 of those up right now, so plenty of villagers can just hop in there.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to stand underneath this town center if you don't have to. Like, if you're not going to take them down, if you stand on the 2 town centers, you're going to take a lot of damage.
This is costly. This is very costly. This outpost is probably going to go down, but not without losing some more units here. Needs to get these villagers out and back to work, though.
Yeah, because you're going to have a lot of vital time.
What is Green's plan here? What are they cooking up? They were making a blacksmith, but they stopped. What is the plan now? You're not making any units. You're making... Okay, you are making units, but you're making all of them out of the same archery range, right? If you get these to make you some additional archery ranges right now, you could mount much more of a defense than you would otherwise have.
Yeah, and I feel like what the French player wants to do is just build a lot of villagers and then win with that. But
It's forgetting to rally point this town center, by the way.
oh yeah, so the villagers is gonna stand next to it and be idle. But like, you can't
Worse,
just...
they stand next to it and get killed.
yeah, that's even better. You can't just win by making villagers and letting your opponent make a big army. I mean, I guess apparently you can because Corvinus did that. But unless you are like a top 20 player, I mean, Corvinus is the number 1 in free for all, I believe. So You know, unless you're that good, you can probably not pull it off. So I would recommend having a bit of an army if your opponent makes an army as well.
Yeah, would probably do well to grab double Brodex at this point. Make that lumber camp, right? It's a very long walk for them right now. Going up with the Regnitz Cathedral. At this point, you might want to consider just making an extra pallet out of the town center if you want to be very quick with those, with picking up those relics. When you're about halfway, maybe pop this prelate out. Start heading out to this relic so that you can immediately grab it as soon as you actually hit Castle Age, right? Like if he starts walking now, he'll be there by the time that you're Castle Age.
Yeah, and if you're afraid that you don't have the buff anymore on the Arkham Chapel, you can just put a new one in there again, right? It's just about the speed that when you're Castle Age, you do have that really quick, unexpected grab, because they don't expect you to immediately grab it when you get Castle Age, but they do expect it a minute after, right?
That's kind of the thing, right? If you see, hey, HRE has gone Castle Age, it kind of also serves as an alert.
See, that's why these guys are checking this out, right?
I'm not 100% on that.
Oh no, we're no Castle Age yet. Oh well, they're going to like show the purple player we're trading right here. Look, we're trading. Oh no, they're like, oh no, we need to be quiet about the trading.
Does upgrade the men-at-arms immediately, brings out the heavy maces. That's the heavy maces, yeah. Love that move, actually. Heavy maces on the men-at-arms allow your men-at-arms to trade incredibly well with the Royal Knights, doing an extra 6+ damage versus any heavy target. So at some point, it is very much worth mixing in, if you're going up against cavalry, right, mixing in those men-at-arms with Hardened Spearmen, even if they're an all-cav civ, because your men-at-arms will last long, your Hardened Spearmen will do extra damage versus those cavalry units, and those men-at-arms will still do very good damage, even if it's not in a...
Ooh, and that mangonel is gonna try and shoot, but before it shoots, it's gonna die. Those villagers are just gonna stand there idly.
Shouldn't forget that he's got the guild hall, right? I think China #1 would do well to make use of that right now. Just bring 900 food in here, get
and
some kind of production
that
up.
They actually need right now. Food is the thing that they're lacking. Ooh.
So that prelate is on the way. It's just a single. No, it's 3 prelates on the way right now.
Yeah, one relic is already in the bank. None of them have been picked up right now. So not sure, they're probably walking their way.
If the purple player is looking to actually do some real damage here, he needs to go into siege engineering. He needs to grab that tech siege engineering and start constructing some ramps. Because walking his spearmen underneath that town center, not gonna work.
Yeah,
walking knights or men-at-arms is gonna work.
I'm sorry. And the green player is just jumping into the town centers the whole time, trying to stall this game. It's not gonna like make them win or anything, because they're just gonna get a lot of idle time, and they're gonna be behind and more behind and more behind. However, it's also not gonna make the purple player win.
Do love horticulture coming out from the Holy Roman Empire player. Knows that he's gonna need a lot of food to keep production up on these barracks. Went for a lot of Landsknecht already, which I like, but I think I think you want to get that mass of men-at-arms up and rolling first.
Mangonel
is making another Mangonel, probably due to a lack of food, I suppose, earlier when this unit was queued up. Just needs to make use of the guild hall. There's 1,400 food in there, right?
So much.
On top of that, needs to expand military production, needs far more barracks, far more stables, whatever it is that he wants to use as a composition. Probably, honestly, archer ranges would be a good idea, right? The Arbaletier doing very well against the impending surge of men-at-arms that are coming this way.
The villagers are
His
running
own men-at-arms
to the second town center.
will not do well. Because again, right? Their men-at-arms do an extra +6 damage to the heavy targets here. And now China #1 is stuck in his base with nothing. I think he pulled it in. No, still
not. Well, the Holy Roman Empire in the meanwhile has taken 3 relics. and is gonna be on the way to grab the fourth and maybe even a fifth one that is the safe relic for the French player.
And that Landsknecht comes in, immediately mows down a villager there, leaves a lot more damage, and he knows he's not gonna get that fort up.
And that's gonna be it. Congratulations to the Holy Roman Empire player for winning this match. If you want to see more Age of Empires, make sure to click on one of these playlists. Make sure to subscribe to not miss anything and see more Age of Empires. We will see you there.